The truth is, healing doesn't come from forcing change. It comes from understanding ourselves in a much deeper and clearer way. Once we work on understanding ourselves, that's when healing can happen. And once healing happens, that's when transformation happens. That's why it says in the Bible, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. The mind is the first place that needs to change. And the way to change that is through awareness. And awareness is just paying attention to what you're thinking, how you're feeling, what limiting beliefs are coming up for you. And when you pay attention to these thoughts, the most important thing is not to judge them, not to be hard on yourself, because you just want to acknowledge and be aware that these thoughts are there. And because you can't heal what you're not aware of. You can't change what you're not aware of. And it is so important to work on the awareness of your mind. I recently heard a quote that said, knowledge of others is wisdom, but knowledge of self is enlightenment. And that's where that healing and that transformation happens, is when you get a better knowledge of self and you can get in control of what you're thinking and how you react. That's what's important, is when you start to have thoughts of fear, thoughts of anxiety, limiting beliefs come up, it's important to acknowledge and accept that those thoughts are there. But what's more important is not to have a dialogue with them, not to run with them. And that's where a lot of times, at least I know for me, that's where I used to do when I was dealing with my anxiety and depression, that with thoughts that came up, I just held them as true. And they're really not true. They really are not true. The thoughts of, I'm not good enough to do this, I don't know enough to do this, those kind of thoughts of when I wanted to try something new, and those thoughts came up, and I had to realize that those thoughts aren't true. The brain's responsibility is the ones to protect you. So of course the brain is going to tell you something. It's going to tell you everything that can go wrong because you're venturing into something new. But when you're dealing with, when you've had so many years of just dealing with negative thoughts and negative feelings, which, I'm probably just speaking to myself, but I've had so many years where I will think of the negative way before I had thought of the positive. And when you deal with that, whenever something negative happens, you're just like, see, I told you. It's like you can't even see the possibilities. And I had to learn that once I became and focused on becoming aware of my thoughts and aware that what my brain was telling me was not true. Like you want to tell me things that don't even happen, but I get fearful and don't want to move forward because I'm worried that it happened. And that's how you stay stuck. And then that's how you can't move forward. But becoming aware of your thoughts, and when you become aware of your thoughts, you're not judging them. You're just like, you know what? I'm witnessing that I'm having this thought of fear. I'm witnessing that I'm having this thought of anxiety, and I acknowledge it, and I'm in a safe place. But I'm going to keep moving forward because I know God has a better plan for me, and His plan is for me to grow. In order for me to grow, I have to go through this phase of being uncomfortable. I have to go through this phase of the unknown. And that's what I want to encourage you to do, because once I took that step to really just make my healing a priority and no longer just listening to the doubts, the fear, the worry that was coming across my mind, that's when so many things started to change. That's when I had moments where I was able to just smile. I was just able to just breathe and not just sit and be drained and had no energy, didn't know why I didn't have any energy. So I want to encourage you to really focus on the awareness of your mind and just accepting, like, okay, I'm having this feeling of anxiety, and that's okay. And just take a moment, take some deep breaths in, and just say, you know what, it is safe for me to have this emotion, but I'm not going to allow this emotion to hold me back. I'm going to keep moving forward into the plan that God has for me. Even though I don't know what he wants me to do, I'm just going to trust that he will reveal it to me. And in doing that, you're acknowledging that you have those feelings and you could take your power back. And that opens up your mind and your heart to the possibilities that God has for you. So I'm going to leave this video. I just want to encourage you to just be aware of your thoughts today. Be aware of how you're feeling. Be aware of your triggers. Because once you become aware, that's when you can transform. So thank you for watching this video. If it gave you an aha moment, hit that like button. Also comment down below where you're tuning in from. And if you're ready to manifest your dream life and get on that healing journey, just hit that subscribe button and I will see you in the next video. Bye.